First, I think Vexana would be one of their best options later on. If they want to push back the Lucas, heck, we might even see the Valier pop up actually, but that's not the burst that you're looking for. You need more damage.
That's DOT,
you have enough
sir.
control. That's DOT, exactly. It's funny that we're seeing the Leomord going up against the Lucas, because Lucas, I remember I've been telling you this since Malaysia. Lucas, just think of him as like a modern day Leomord because of how you want to use his Unleash the Beast, just how strong it is. High Loss Kalea is the ban of Twisted Mind, so definitely a good time to pick up the Tigreal for this draft. It doesn't have to be now, but if you want to save your EXP laner for later and focus on matchup there, you pick up the Tigreal here and EXP later.
That is assuming the Lucas is a jungler, which by the way, folks, has been, it's an endemic. Lucas is now what, 44 out of 5 times in the jungle?
Yeah.
Rarely do we see him in the XP anymore.
Yeah, and he's clearly been dominating, especially when they have an early game start. I mean, Renmar, even back in SBS, has been saying that the things that you have to watch out for if you're up against a Lucas jungle is an early game kill. And that's what James Max will be looking for.
Confirmed. The CC will be going to the XP in the hands of Dare, while Lucas will be played by James. What does Twisted Minds do? Is that... No, that's not the Vexana.
Oh, okay. Actually, like the draft of even Irithel, the last 2 picks right now puts a lot of pressure specifically on the Lucas. Maybe even the Valentina to make sure you get the ultimate of the Eve. But we saw yesterday, teams that want to play around the Lucas, specifically a Harith, actually quite struggle against an Eve if their timing isn't right. And the Eve brings down the real-world manipulation at the right time, which Hajizi did very well yesterday against Omega. And that Eve actually makes the Tigreal pick a potential option, not a sure lock-in option for AP BREN. They might want to consider a Cho if they want to go around much quicker, but then that puts a lot of pressure on CC. So they need something solid. I think best pick is Tigreal, but they go Carmilla. Oh. Okay, okay, it's good because now you distribute the damage much better. You're fighting under the real-world manipulation, but now at the same time, Twisted Minds will be fighting under the Curse of Blood if they're not careful. They're all in, their dive. Those are easy targets for the ultimate of the Carmilla.
And they could also have their own real-world manipulation.
Because of the Chop Skirt Valentina.
Well, I'll be damned. That's also another debut pick, folks. I gotta tell you now, the MLBB dev team has hit a home run. Match after match, day after day, week 7 of MPL Philippines, we're seeing debut picks, but there's another stat that is looming over our heads. Every single time a debut pick shows, that team loses. But how about this time? There's 2 debut picks.
They somehow draw game 1.
Logically, I mean.
Whew. And now, for AP BREN, I get the strategy, honestly. It's just literally to dominate the laning stages of the game. I mean, they have the Harriet up against the Irithel, at the same time, the CC up against the Phobius. So, if things go right for AP BREN, they don't have to play around the real-world manipulation.
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
They can just do what they gotta do. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 1 between Twisted Minds and AP BREN. It's now or never. That point on the line that they both so longingly need to make it to the playoffs.
Right, looking at the starts, it was a triple leash start for the purple buff of AP BREN, while MP the King only got the 1 bit of help of poke, considering that they started in the orange. Both of them, I believe, will just clear top side. They might see each other around the gold coin unless someone decides to change their trajectory and go downwards instead for an EXP lane first exit. Looking at the emblems, MP the King's rocking Assassin. He gets Swift and, yeah, pretty standard. I like the killing spree. If AP BREN aren't careful here, then, well, I mean, killing spree also for the Lucas, so they just both gotta be careful. They're both gonna be playing the same way.
Killing spree seems to be the flavor of choice for most junglers these days. A little bit of a scuffle in mid. Chovsker down to 1/3 of his health. James Spanks giving outplayed here a little bit of a visit. MP the King about 5-6 seconds behind.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're both going to be going for a downside exit. Could be a bit of skirmish here, but the EXP laners aren't showing much. MP the King helping with fast clear. They want to get James out for an aggressive rotation somewhere in the river.
I like how Twisted Minds are keeping themselves scarce. They're not exactly crossing the river because they know of the amazing clapback a Lucas is possible of. Really, he's, I think, the most burstiest of all level 4 junglers right now.
Yeah, it's just enough pressure for Twisted Minds to make sure that James Pax is kept in check. But the first turtle has spawned, and I think Twisted Minds will also like to contest this.
All right, great pull by MP the King here. Both junglers at level 4 currently, and skirmish already.
Okay, MP the King already has his ultimate. Here comes James Pax with the Unleash the Beast. James might be the first man down as James Pax picks up a kill. MP the King caught in the middle, gonna get taken down by Chovskirt, but they also answer back with their shutdown.
All right, either way, that's a win for AP BREN.
Yeah, flash combo on point, getting the right targets. First, James, MP the King got dragged into it as well. So now AP BREN got the start they want, but James Pax is getting invaded. This is a good call by Escalera and Hajizi to balance out the loss that they had, and they get to bring.
James Pax sent home. Escalera and Hajizi, enough of a distraction for MP the King to make it back to the pit. And I think that's it. AP BREN are blocked out.
That's a good macro play from Twisted Minds when you thought that they were behind. A quick rotation from the mid duo forced AP BREN to think twice about what they have to do. Now Twisted Minds wants to extend the lead by trying to contain Shizu down bottom, but Hajizi already cast a real world manipulation. Escalera onto Kekedot.
Okay, so for Twisted Minds, I thought they'd want to commit the ultimate of Escalera to bring James and MP the King quicker into the purple buff so they can steal it plus get the turtle, but they decided to play it safe, gave up the purple buff, got the turtle instead, so AP BREN's James Pax doesn't lose much. Actually, he's still going out of that with a little bit of a smile on his face, even though that Twisted Minds weren't able to get the turtle. They're still within grounds to turn things around, and I think we've seen that as long as the flash combo from the Lucas comes in like really good, it doesn't have to be perfect, just a good one onto one, then that breaks down the team fight. Because if you lose James, then so much pressure is placed onto MP the King, who'll be the lone frontliner.
Folks, we're talking about James the Phoveus, not James Pax.
Yes, James.
James of
I mean, this is the perfect time to use the ultimate fighter.
Twisted Minds.
To not get your names twisted out.
We're talking about James Phoveus Gloria, all right?
Yeah.
Turtle spawning in the upper quarter in about a minute, and it seems like AP BREN want to hold on for that because it's very rare that a Lucas wins an early skirmish like that and then gets timed out. I think it's because of that panicked retribution. That's the reason why AP BREN kind of scuffled. And they shuffled back into the purples because James Pax was forced to use retribution. Now, he's going to hold on to it. Now he's going to play that a little more cautious.
Yeah, and for Twisted Mind, it's actually okay that this game has this very slow pace because so far, Outplay's been scaling up pretty well, even if Kekedot and Shizu is right there. But here comes Escalera. They have the ultimate. Now the crash course onto Shizu, forcing out the flickers, so no flicker for the gold laner.
Oh, down bottom though.
Yeah.
There, despite getting spaced out, getting frozen on by James Phoveus Gloria, is bullying him.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why Twisted Minds actually hesitated on using the shortcut dive under the tower to secure the kill onto Shizu, because James couldn't have gone into the portal. He was too low. He was losing in lane against Dare, who's, as you said, dominating him right now. But Twisted Minds does have a better position right now for this turtle. Escalera still has his ultimate. So Kekedot, honestly, he can just die, but just make sure that he uses his ultimate, gets at least 3.
Okay, and now they're trying to go for Escalera. Shizu dashes in, forcing out the flicker. And MP the King, flawless execution to get the second turtle.
Was that a stolen shortcut?
Yes, there was.
All right, so that allows for AP BREN to relocate.
Yeah.
That's another key ult that they can steal to be able to use as utility. Look at this, Escalera gets cornered.
She's already used up the Zam and forces Escalera forced to use the conceal.
Oh!
James Pax out of nowhere. And now they're trying to make a trade up for Dare. Dare is going to fall, but in exchange for Escalera, outplayed and the turret up top.
He's just so confident with using this Lucas. It was a dive. They weren't juggling it. James Pax just said, my turn. And he got it. He got the kill onto Outplayed. What I thought was an underwhelming turtle, take that actually AP BREN didn't hardly deeply contest into, they turned into an even better play, getting the gold laner down, getting the tower and the gold lane down, and now they have a good lead. War Axe already built up for James Pax, and he went for the route wherein he doesn't full build the Hunter Strike. He just went the Fury Hammer first, and then War Axe. Fury Hammy, that's a new one. Okay.
Yep, and then from here he has a smorgasbord of choices. Depends on how Twisted Minds plays the next few minutes of the game. James versus Kekedot. We haven't seen Kekedot really get into an amazing feast of blood just yet, blocking out outplayed here. Almost pushes that turret.
Okay, they were able to save out the turret there up top. And so far, Twisted Mind still hasn't gotten a good initiation coming in from Escalera, but MP the King already used up the Phantom Steed trying to force their away. And going back to my point, Twisted Minds, they're not necessarily using the advantage of having that shortcut, because so far AP BREN has every single lane checked out.
They are iffy on that last key to victory presented by Infinix earlier on. Renmar mentioned initiate and dominate. Sure, they're initiating, but they're not dominating.
Yeah. Domination needs to start coming out. They are a little bit too reactive. They're starting things out, but I think after the loss yesterday, you're seeing a change in mindset on Twisted Minds. You can see it when the team is thinking discipline, discipline, discipline.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing right now in the playstyle of Twisted.
Yeah, honestly, they're really just focused on objectives. They're initiating when there's a turtle up for grabs, but right now, the turtle has spawned. There starts things off. Okay. Still not committing the ultimate here, but James Pax will secure it. Chomskirt has his own Phantom Steed, forcing a retreat from Twisted Minds.
What color is your Ducati? Up top, though, they left outplayed.
Oh!
And the RWM dropped by Hajizi.
Okay, just to clear out the mid lane and make sure the mid turret won't be going down anytime, as Outplay trying to go for a trade instead. They're not going for the full commits, but instead for the opposite lane trades.
Oh, he got away with so much, putting down the turret.
Oh!
With impunity, in comes Escalera.
And there's the initiation we were waiting for from Twisted Minds. Got more than what they wanted, a turret plus a kill onto Dan. But still, James Pax is there. Chomskirt's the will. The chase is on. Who's faster? Is it the beast or the motorcycle? As they change their target onto Escalera, and he's gonna fall down in the hands of James Pax.
Nature's greatest predator outspeeds technology. Gets a takedown on Escalera.
So 3 kills already onto James Pax and AP BREN. I don't know whose call it was, although it looks like Chomskirt was the first one through. It's like, all right, you know what? Yeah, let's do something here. That was a great call by AP BREN. They didn't give up on the clapback right away. They got something back. Twisted Minds, though, they're still playing the macro game with MP the King pushing down bottom. Slight lead for him in terms of the items. Similar build path, although Queen Swing's already built up by James Pax. He still did not full build the Hunter Strike. Still on the Fury Hammer, while I think we're going to be seeing the last item already, the last core item, excuse me, for MP the King get locked in. Might be a Malefic Roar.
All right, big rotation here coming in from AP BREN. James holding the opposite River Brush. And I think AP BREN understand the priority. You need to make some room on the map. Phantom Steed.
Okay, 2 ultimates already casted. Shizu answers back with a Salmon Force, forcing James to retreat, but he still enters in with the Infernal Pursuit. Escalera onto the back. Will he cast the ultimate, though? They caught 4 and caught the Silent Kid first. James Pax with a clapback onto Escalera, and MP the King, the next target, is outplayed as James Pax picks up 3.
Great trade. The Silent Kid silencing 3 from Twisted Minds, opening up this Lord for free.
Unleash the Beast. Too powerful to deal with when everyone is just collapsing. Pop it up, flash combo, and there could be another one for AP BREN.
James up against 3, cannot sustain the damage, but Hajizi sees 2 low bodies. Is also there. They're trying to go for James Pax, the retribution holder of AP BREN. They have to force back. Escalera already flickers out, but there, the Yo-Yo Blitz gonna bring him down.
Why walk when you can just pop up from out of nowhere? Escalera, he tried, but he got clapped back on by AP BREN. Twisted Minds brings back an oldie but a goodie. Believe it or not, he was last seen 5 years ago in MPL Philippines Season 6 by then Carl Teasy. In his run with BREN Esports, they would then win that season.
Okay. There. Good zone, a good use of the Yo-Yo Blitz to zone out Hajizi all the way. Now AP BREN has good hold of this Lord. Escalera still not in the picture. Outplay trying to get good brushes there as AP BREN will reset the Lord Dance.
Hey, every team fight has been very difficult for MP the King. There's just too much for the Leomore to deal with to be able to team fight smoothly. I think at this point, MP the King will have to think of himself as utility. Really just go for a cleanup and use the ultimate when the members of AP BREN are low. And if it can help you, use it to get better position so that you can get a better angle at retributioning the Lord away. As AP BREN, seems like every time there's a big collapse from Twisted Minds, James Pax presses buttons and good things happen.
Lord Dance once more.
Escalera.
That's half health. Escalera concealed to the back.
but gets spotted out by Kekedot as they're trying to zone out the members of Twisted Mind. Here comes the real manipulation. 2 real manipulation, but James Hanks will get the Lord plus the kill onto James Hatch. Easy with a clapback and a bring down 3 and a shutdown for MP the King, the last man there. Oh, it's a full wipeout for Twisted Minds.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is what a Leomord does. He cleans house. 5 members of AP BREN taken to the underworld.
There's no holy
Twisted Minds
shield.
are no going in.
There's no holy shields, but the
there's a
Lord
Lord.
has spawned 4 seconds before their respawns. But a 4-man push for Twisted Minds might be it as they went for the tower and take game 1 away.
Twisted Minds on the turn of a dime take the game. You see the look on MP the King's face. That's it.